That is my solution to Spike Lee Get Lost. Go let me express this about Spike. Or any other individual, every one of the pundits, any other individual you know, just individuals of color. Do this to one another. I have never seen Jewish individuals griping about Seinfeld. I've never seen Italian individuals whining about The Sopranos. There is no question that Tyler Perry is a major name in the Hollywood business after overwhelming the Atlanta theater scene. And breaking the movies with his Medea series, you gain prevalence by giving crowds what Hollywood generally disregarded: stories and characters, focused on the educational encounters of the African American population. Yet, like any effective figure, Perry isn't without discussion. And throughout the long term, he hasn't taken care of those circumstances well in this video. We'll see one of the maker's haziest mysteries that has presumably kept him at the top, so remain tuned given how President Perry is in the mainstream society scene. There is still a lot about this media figure that isn't broadly discussed, despite the fact that Perry is more popular for his motion pictures. He started out as a dramatist. This was where the Medea character previously appeared, with a large number of Perry's motion pictures being founded on his composed plays. Anyway, Harry didn't at first intend to be an essayist, yet in the wake of battling with discouragement, combined with kid misuse, he was motivated by something he had heard on Oprah Winfrey's demonstrate the way that composing could be a helpful instrument. So he started composing a progression of letters that conveyed his profound individual issue. And contemplations as time went on, he had the option to gather an adequate number of letters that he felt the world expected to have an impression. His letters propelled his most memorable play. I realize I've been changed by Perry. This was a profoundly private work that showed how he needed to separate his work, yet it battled to earn any consideration during its exhibition. Only 30 individuals had made an appearance for its previously run, which implied Perry needed to maintain arbitrary sources of income and live out of his vehicle while taking the show to different urban areas. After much visit, Harry hit gold in Atlanta, with the play bringing forth his committed fan base who knew a lot of individual letters. Would be the motivation behind such a long and fruitful profession for somebody with an unimaginable grasp to elegant story. One essentially expects that the author grasps the battle and basically feel for individuals, especially his representatives, yet the entertainer appears to be not to partake in that. Frequently subsequent to striking it huge in the cinematic world, Perry set his sights on TV, where he made progress with a hit sitcom Place of Agony. Yet similarly, as he was planning to sign a worthwhile arrangement and sent off the side project to fulfill the Browns' time constraint, dropped the unexpected rising news that he terminated 4 scholars after they mentioned association. Gets the Authors Society of America stepped in and accused Perry's creation organization of uncalled for work practices and haggling and dishonesty. One of the authors, Terry Earthy Colored Jackson, told Cute Off Time, "I feel like I was insulted, like we were utilized. We were sufficient to make north of 100 episodes, yet presently, with regards to receiving the rewards of the show being partnered and having other side projects from it, he chooses to let us go except if we acknowledge a horrendous proposition." Kelly Griffin, the head essayist for Place of Pain, additionally said she additionally gave her take. "Well, I might want to see something good emerge from this. For us, assuming this battle assists future dark scholars with getting what they merit, that is something worth being thankful for. We can say Perry took in his example and rolled out a conspicuous improvement to the author space for his future shows. By not having a solitary essayist, he currently composes everything himself, except there was no reason for him to terminate his representative, essentially in light of the fact that they mentioned association contracts. Yet Perry's issue with the association didn't include just writers. In 2015, 2 entertainer associations prohibited their individuals from acting in Perry's stage play Medea on the Run. Since his creation organization wouldn't sign an association contract, IndieWire revealed that in short, an association contract basically records the agreements of work for patrons as well as the business commitments and obligations. For this situation at last it's there to safeguard the entertainers and Perry. In declining to sign an agreement recommends, as it did on account of the four essayists, that he would rather not need to be bound to any arrangements that could eat into his benefits from the show, it appears. To be Perry's principal concern is taking the money while not showing any consideration to the individuals who helped him in the process following the progress of Place of Agony. And Meet the Browns NPR distributed an open letter to Perry from African-American columnist and social pundit Jamla Lemieux, who was so glad for Perry's prosperity, yet felt he had eaten into generalization kinds of undermining people of color. In depicting vile, cheeky people of color, through media, the nation has snickered at one of the main individuals from the dark. I just can't exactly coexist with seeing Mother Dear played by a 6'3" man with prosthetic bosoms, slumping in the breeze our moms and grandmas merit. Substantially more than that, hell. Our dads and granddads merit more, Mr. Perry. You have advised the Hollywood privileged few to kiss your rear. And I value that sibling, she said, yet many dark people have communicated a portion of exactly the same perspectives about your work that white pundits have. One of those dark people Jamla was alluding to his acclaimed movie chief Spike Lee, who broadly censured Perry's work for his cliché characters. And it drives him mad, yet Perry's scandalous story didn't end there. In a meeting, Perry terminated back at Spike Lee for guaranteeing his shows are hampering individuals of color to the times of Amos and Andy. This large number of characters are snare incapacitating, enchanting, make you giggle lure. Perry said it is perspectives, like leaves that cause Hollywood think that these individuals to don't exist. And that is the reason there's no material addressing them. And when I watch the games on Dynamet, I see these two promotions. For these two shows, I'm scratching my head. You realize this is night. His Perry was less persuasive when he later hit Hollywood, that Lee can push off anything they desire to say any way they need to say it. Do you see the large numbers of individuals that are coming to see this? Why in the world would I be stressed over a Spike Lee or any other individual? They all can go directly to damnation. Do you comprehend? As per the route, Perry kept on disregarding analysis and purportedly started crediting any reaction to his personality's weight. When individuals resembled, how might you venture to put fat individuals of color on TV? These are cartoons, these are generalizations. I was so outraged on the grounds that my auntie's fat, my mom's fat. My cousins are fat, Perry said. Individuals resemble, how dare you? I would hear these things. And I would go, gee, I'm a Southern kid who experienced childhood in Louisiana, invested the greater part of my energy in country Louisiana. He experienced childhood in New York. You know, his dad's a jazz performer, mother's a teacher. Obviously, our accounts would be different. Yet the root proofreader, Demetria Lucas Desleek, was not having it. Does Perry live in some protected air pocket as R. Kelly, the one that keeps him so disconnected for reality that he truly has no idea why his fault finders could do without his work? She composed there may resemble 5 individuals who care about the heaviness of Perry's characters. Individuals were worried about the manner in which Perry sells out entertainers in motion pictures. He actually neglected to do the vital remedies. In 2014, Perry was called out by the Huffington Post for the disputable completion of his film enticement. In the film, a faithless wife contracts HIV in the wake of betraying her better half, while the husband bounced back with a lovely new wife and family. Huffington Post author Mike Ryan said either Perry trusts that on the off chance that you betray your accomplice you merit a horrible sickness, or he accepts that individuals he expectations will pay cash to see Tyler Perry's allurement. Trust that assuming you betray your companion you merit a horrible illness. I can't conclude which is more awful. BuzzFeed took it somewhat further with one essayist, Louis Pitzman, noticing that no less than 3 characters in it had HIV. By what other method to peruse the movie then? At that point, yet as judgment of transgression, and those experiencing HIV with regards to enticement, especially a miscreant sickness, Something happens in light of the fact that an individual accomplished something ethically off-base. Heitzman proceeded with this wasn't whenever Perry first involved HIV as a plot gadget in Four Shaded Young Ladies. He gave us Jo, played by Janet Jackson. She contracted HIV from her significant other's unfaithfulness. With different men, I won't actually go into the movie's homophobia, one more repeating issue in Perry's films. Yet the fundamental thought is a similar. Joe's significant other gets HIVs since he betrayed his better half. And Jo herself is guilty on the grounds that she realized her significant other was gay and decided to overlook it. Yet this isn't the main reasons individuals have condemned the entertainer. It additionally appears he is prepared to demolish the vocation of individuals who don't do his offering. Monique's movie profession came to a shrieking trust subsequent to winning a foundation grant in 2010 for Best Supporting Entertainer in the film Valuable. As per The Hollywood Maker, she was told by Valuable chief Lee Daniels that she had been repudiated for declining to play the gay mission for her Oscar. She actually won, yet it supposedly cost her future jobs in Daniels' movies and others. Monique is an innovative, amazing powerhouse. Her requests through Valuable were not generally in accordance with the mission. This soured her relationship with the Hollywood People Group. I think of her as a companion I have, and will continuously think about her for parts that we can work together on anyway. The agreement among the innovative groups and powers so far was to go one more way with these jobs. Daniels got out. Whatever the vast majority don't know is that the innovative groups and powers so far apparently alluded to Perry and Oprah, who were bookmakers on Valuable and worked intimately with Daniels. Monique, who knew all of this, put the three on Impact during a satire set of the Apollo in 2017. She mistreated them.